Sagittarius, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for early December 2025. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we can dip our toes in the energy and see what's happening for the lovely Sagittarius collective in Saggy season, might I add. Let's get it going here, my gods. Talk to me. What do we got for our good friends? What energies, messages, insights can we take a little peek at? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. At the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Saggy in early December. And while we get this card out, my friends, I just want to once again wish you all a very happy birthday from me to you. Whether it's already passed, whether it's still coming up, I really hope you have a great one. So let's get it rocking here for my lovely Saggy friends and talk about birthdays. We got one of the oracle cards that I really strongly link to enjoyment and fun. And that kind of fits the bill with that energy I was picking up from you last week as well. The energy, I don't want to say it's feeling risky already. To me, it's an energy that needs to cut loose a little bit. Now, before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the December subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, back into the reading. Let's talk more in depth about this card because it shows up for a few specific reasons usually. So we see the image, it looks happy, fun. We see all these different toys. We have the snow globe, we have got the little pony, unicorn, we have toys. So I think of leisure activities. I think of having a good time, having fun. So if you've been going through some choppy waters recently, or you've been all work, no play, Spirit could be saying, hey, Saggy, why don't you enjoy yourself, treat yourself? So if you don't have birthday plans or you didn't do anything for your birthday, maybe Spirit wants you to spoil yourself a little bit or do something that you enjoy doing, whatever that might be. Everyone's idea of fun and having a good time and letting off steam is totally different. So for some of you, if you don't get to spend a lot of time in home or at home, maybe switch it up, have a couple of in nights, little Netflix and movies and stuff like that. For some of you, you might need to go out if you're in hermit mode. But the energy here seems like it needs to cut loose. So if things have been rough, that's the vibe I'm picking up. Now, it does go in inverse as well. And it doesn't have to be you. It could be someone else. But like when this energy shows up, it could also be someone that doesn't take anything seriously. Which again, I like people that are young at heart. But this energy is like always joking. It doesn't take anything seriously or parties it up a little too much. So watch out for that. Everything in balance, right? So we're just going to put it down over there. Let's get into tarot. And yeah, I always say that first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 tarot cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Shuffle it up one time here for my Saggy friends. What do we got? And while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. It was titled A Big Risk. And yeah, I mentioned it a little earlier that the energy felt a little risque to me. So for a lot of you, that energy could bleed over for a couple weeks where either someone does something out of the blue, out of the ordinary, or it's like someone much more prone to take a leap or take a risk with something. That's how it feels. And listen, I know Saggies could do that. All fire signs can, and I'm not smack talking. I'm a fire sign myself. If anything, I'm an Aries, so they're the most impulsive, or that's what people say at least. But the energy felt very risky to me last week, and that could continue. So just keep that in mind. We're going to see what shows up this week, though. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone, so only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or somebody else, right? Let's get it going. 3 cards for my Saggy friends in their birthday season. 8 of Pentacles. Total opposite of what I was getting with this card, whereas like the first Oracle is having a good time, having fun, cutting loose. The very first card of your reading is buckle down, work hard, go, 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 go. So again, we're going to need to see because it's already showing us 2 totally different vibes. Let's get a couple more. What do we got here for Saggy? 7 of Wands. I feel neutral about this. Let's get one more here. I feel very neutral about this. To me, it's someone possibly doing something begrudgingly, which is super peculiar and very particular. All right, so we got the Ace of Wands on the back, and at least the elements are your comfort zone. But we're going to need to look because a bonus card did come out with the Ace. We got the 3 of Swords. So we have an energetic layer cake so to speak, my good friends. Let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, then we'll get into that juicy, intuitive stuff. But yeah, first look, first glance, pretty good mixture of elements we have going on, especially for you. And I always like to look at these. It tells me how the energy is flowing and what the energetic potential is. A lot of fire right here on the back end with the Seven of Wands and the Ace of Wands. Fire, obviously, is your comfort zone. It's your comfort element. And fire is the action element. So it's whether it's the actions you take or the actions other people take, the energy is zipping and zooming and moving and flowing. So that's usually pretty good. It represents passion, drive, desire, things that we want. So whether it's things we want, situations we want, it's like I will work to get it. So there's a lot of oomph in this energy. And that also leads to the downside of all the fire is that it could be very spontaneous, right? It could be very volatile, it could be explosive and risky, like we were seeing last week. We do have Earth right in the front, which does ground it down. Earth represents work, business, the material world, finances, investments, home and living and family. So the world we live in is represented by Earth, feelings of security, but at the same time, it's an energy that could feel stuck. So, I mean, it does ground it down. And in the bonus, we do have some air with the swords. That's the realm of logic, planning, and the mind. So again, very layered, very nuanced this week. Let's go through and start building this out piece by piece. Position number one, we're starting with the Eight of Pentacles. So as I already mentioned, it's the complete opposite of what we started the whole reading with. You see this individual, they are at a workbench, they're chiseling, working away and doing something. So of course, I always think career first, career, work, business, things that we're putting a lot of energy into. Now that can also represent relationships as well. It doesn't just have to be money. It's an energy where it's like, I'm going to try to make this work, or I'm going to put effort into it. And this could also represent mending things and fixing things. So I think there's a lot of positives to the Eight of Pentacles that I really, really do like. But just watch out for that all work, no play. I just have to say it again, because that's the downside of this card. Either it tries too hard or does too much, or it's forcing something. And then especially with this card that we have next to it, it's like I'm pushing, I'm forcing, I will make this work. Can't fit a square peg in a round hole, right? And this energy could be prone to do that in its shadow side. Okay, and it's an energy that doesn't give up. Now that could be a great thing. I love a little staying power, and we still get a double dose of it. That's why I'm like, all right, we need to see the clarifiers, because the energy in the front is very forceful. Now that could be great for some of you, but others, watch out for feeling like you have to do something you don't want to do, or just feeling forced. I know that's not a good recipe with Sagittarius energy. Seven of Wands in the center. Again, the positives of it, determined. I will do this. I will not quit. I will not give up. That's like the big vibe of this card. You have this person, they're on the wall, they're fending a whole bunch of people off. So, of course, this could represent conflict, it could represent problems, it could represent situations where it's like one thing after another. Watch out for feeling trapped or stuck, like especially with this double down of the energy in the front. Now, it doesn't stay that way, but that's like the biggest downside of this. Either it's conflict, a problem situation, or it's an energy that feels cornered. Now, moving to the very back end, it does shift, that's for sure. And I just want to see how it shifts, because as we get this Seven of Wands back down there, we lead on into the Ace of Wands. Beautiful. Now, I like all aces. They represent offers and opportunities. So again, whether it's tied into work or other things, it's energy coming at you, which I think is really good. Just like all the fire, it is very fiery. It's explosive. It pops in real quick. It could just be a conversation as well. That's a big thing with aces as well. It's like just speaking, talking, going back and forth. Now, the downside to this energy is that it can burn out really quickly. All aces are a little flighty. I don't want to say they're flaky, but they can be in the downside, where it's like not permanent. So we're going to need to look at this further. It could be the communication. We're just going to have to see. Now, on your bonus, which is important, but it doesn't play as big of a part as the rest of the spread, we do have the Three of Swords, not the nicest energy. I always say that it ranges, so sometimes it could be very minor, it could be a little gloomy. You might be having some seasonal feelers there, like feeling a little down, but it could also be heartbreak. It could also represent pain or anxiety. So it's something to watch out for, but it doesn't take precedent over the other energy since it's only a bonus. So we're going to put it down right there. I want to dive deeper on all this, Sagi. Let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here. What do we got for our good friends, please? And And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on the Eight of Pentacles. Oh, and yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give Sagi, you can drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay, let's see what the Eight of Pentacles has. Please. Good. Cool. All right. So maybe it's like, so you ever have a task and you have to convince yourself that it's fun, or you turn something monotonous into a game? That's kind of how this feels. So for some of you, that might be an advice where it's like, I mean, unless you do genuinely enjoy what you do, and there's nothing wrong with that, right? I'm sure everyone's heard the expression, if you love what you do, you enjoy what you do, you never work a day in your life. That's kind of how this energy feels. So that could be a good thing, especially if you found that, or you're trying to find that, where it's like, I just want to not feel like I have to drag myself to something. Now, the Fool card fits in a lot of the themes I've been seeing the past few weeks. Big Aries energy. It's new, it's fresh, it takes action, it's moving and rocking. So for a lot of you, there could be great opportunities in the career field, work, specialties, and even studying with the Eight of Pentacles. So I think there could be new horizons opening for you, especially with this ace as well. So keep that in mind, especially if you're watching for work, money, finance, because there could be great new opportunities and offers coming in. But for any other area of life, it's like I'm turning something into a game, where I'm taking something that's boring and I'm trying to make it fun. I'm gamifying something. That's just how I feel. I know that's very specific. I feel like I'm doing a personal reading here. So for some of you, maybe that's advice. Like if you do have to do something or deal with something that you really, really don't want to, this energy is like, well, turn it into a game or try to have fun with it. So I mean, let's keep going. I don't know why that would come out. I don't think I've ever seen that in a general reading on YouTube, at least in my messages. But let's keep going with the Seven of Wands. Could be good though. There might be good stuff coming in. I'm cautious, because another thing about the Fool card is it could be risky, like I was saying last week, where it's I'm taking a jump. I'm taking a jump. I'm taking it. I'm doing this. Let's go in on the Seven of Wands. Really want to get to that ace now too. So why is the Seven of Wands here? Please. Thank you. Seven of Swords in reverse. Okay. I mean, to me, this does feel like something that's problematic, but it's not an unknown thing. It's something either you've known about it for a while, or it's at least on your radar now. Seven of Swords is one of those very mysterious, hidden, shrouded cards. In the worst case scenario, it could represent a person that's very untrustworthy. So I would say in this time, watch opportunities that come your way, watch individuals that are coming in this time. But aside from that, the double sevens, omen, signs, synchronicities. But aside from that, these two cards together, it's like, yeah, no, there's a problem, or there's tension here, and I know what it is, but I still have to deal with it anyway. So I know that's very specific. Your energy is coming across very specific this week for some reason. So it's like, all right, well, I know it's not the best, or I know it's a problem, or I know it's something's not working. There's a pressure point here, but it's like, but what are you gonna do? Like, I gotta work with it anyway. So watch out for stuff. And I've been saying it since the beginning. Watch about feeling forced to do certain things, or forced into certain directions, because that's kind of the vibe I'm picking up here. Where it's like, no, I gotta do what I gotta do. And again, if that's not you, it could be somebody else that's feeling that way. Where it's like, oh, my hand is forced. Like I just got to do this now. This energy can be a problem. It can be a problem or a situation. But to me, it's like, I know the variables, though. Like, it's not unexpected. It's not surprising. It's like, no, I know what it is. Let's keep going. So odd. So specific. Let's see what the Ace of Wands has. Then we'll do a quick recap before we get to Shadow. So why is that Ace of Wands here for Saggy? So we got good energy. What we got here? And then this energy just bursts in. This energy just bursts in out of the blue. And I don't think it's bad. Like, all right, so we have the Four of Pentacles in reverse underneath, and this is dynamic changing potentially. So there could be certain situations in this time, whether it's your feelings about them or just information that comes to you. It's like a dynamic has changed, or something, whether it's your feelings or the situation itself. There's a big shift, there's a powerful shift, a massive change due to something coming forth. Now, aside from that, this is an offer that pops in out of nowhere, too. Remember, the aces represent offers, opportunities. Usually, the Four of Pentacles is a card that is holding back, right? Holding on to that pentacle, not letting go. It's very cloistered type of energy. It's very to itself. So when it flips up in reverse underneath this Ace of Wands, it's like, I'm not holding back anymore. So again, watch out. And this time there could be certain things you've been holding back from touching or saying or addressing, that in this time it's like, you know what, I have time today. Or, you know what, I'm not going to hold back anymore. I'm just going to address this. So I'm getting so much stuff here on the back end. And that just illustrates what I've been saying. We have like this tension building in the front, and then boom, this energy comes in. So I'd say, again, watch out for offers, big offers, opportunities that pop in out of nowhere. This is a great spread for career and work. But for another portion of you, the energy, it doesn't hold back. Like, it's energy, I'm not holding back anymore. So let's go through and do a quick recap, then we'll get into the shadow. Super intriguing this week, Saggy, and it fits the bill. I saw it for all the fire signs too. There's a very similar rhyme to the way the fire sign energies are going. But if you kindly look in the box, position number one, we got the Eight of Pentacles with the Fool card in the upright. Cool. So for a lot of you, there could be great stuff, work and career coming your way if that's a big focus of yours. If not, to me, it feels like gamifying something or trying to make something fun. So if there is something you have to do and you really don't want to, this energy is like, turn it into a game, or don't take it so seriously. Like, that's, I mean, take that for what it's worth. I know that's odd advice, but that's just how it feels to me. It's not taking something very seriously. Moving to the center, we have the Seven of Wands with the Seven of Swords in reverse. Yeah, it could be a problem or a situation, but it's like, I know the facts. I know what it is, but I just got to deal with it. So sounds pretty rough, especially with all the forced energy I was picking up here as well. But the energy is like, I got to do what I got to do. Like, that's just what it is. Moving to the back end, we have the Ace of Wands with the Four of Pentacles. Great. Now, again, this could be the energy where the tension builds up and boom, it comes through. It. This could be a massive offer or opportunity. So whether it comes from work or personal relationships, it's an energy that was holding back that no longer holds back. So for some of you, it could even be you. Maybe it's something you've been holding back where it's like, you know what, I'm not going to hold back no more. I like how the energy seems to slingshot forward. So please take a screenshot if you want to look into this further. Let's see what's in the shadows. And yes, I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. They could be a good thing too. So let's get you one. Oh, and yeah, if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, let's get this going here. What do we got for Saggy? Thank you. So, all right, the Three of Swords. So the same card we had for the bonus shows up in the shadows here. So for some of you, especially with this as a shadow card, and again, it could be someone else too, that there's just something that's behind the surface that's lingering, that's kind of eating away at me slow. That's how this feels to me. Now, we spoke about the Three of Swords. Yes, on the low end, it could be anxiety, nerves, gloominess, just feeling a little bit down. But at the same time, it could be really painful. So in the shadows, the Three of Swords kind of represents suppression, or just something that's running in the background that just seems to be eating away or lingering. So watch out for any energy like that. I mean, I like all this good stuff. There's a lot of good potential energy here as well. But we've gotten the Three of Swords twice, and that is something to pay close attention to. So we're just going to take this over here and put it down. Saggy, that's what I have for you this week, my beautiful friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the December subscriber surprise. If you would like further clarification on your situation, you can book a personal reading with me at my website, mastermetaphysics.com. My December schedule is live right now, and the spots go quick, so go check it out, see what's available if you want to have a chat with me. But for the December subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 3 copies of one of my favorite decks for all skill levels, the Gilded Tarot Royale. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, it's 2 simple things, as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments, out of all the tarot cards, which one do you resonate with most? When you see it in a reading, it's like, yeah, that's me. Put your answer in the comments. You'll be entered to win. And at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in the community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.